He's the founder and CEO of Frigate. Frigate is an on-demand manufacturing marketplace where they do CNC machining, fabrication, 3D printing, and injection molding as a service. They are an AI-enabled platform which will identify the topology of the design and send it to the right machines available on their platform to manufacture the same by connecting machines via Industrial Internet of Things, which is popularly known as IIoT. And Frigate is backed by marquee investors. It has about a 25-member team with combined experience of over 400 years in manufacturing, and they have already delivered high-quality, cutting-edge technology products to their clients worldwide. He's a PhD scholar. Being a PhD scholar, Tamil has designed and developed over 1,200 prototypes and products globally, especially in the EV, clean tech, automotive, and defense sectors. He also handled projects varying from small-scale prototypes to around $2 million and successfully delivered them. Being worked on world's first camera car, which was exported to Vintage Camera Museum, Singapore, and 36 science prototypes, movie scenes from the famous Nanban, which is the remake of Three Idiots in Tamil. And Frigate and Tamil have turned many ideas into reality. Tamil is a manufacturing tech influencer and a public speaker. He actively participates in entrepreneurial initiatives. He was invited to speak in many prestigious institutions and public forums like TEDx and Joe Talks. In today's episode, let us chat with Tamizh Inian. This is the Guiding Voice podcast series, the Guiding Voice for a Better Future. Folks, I'm your host, Navin Samala, a fellow IT professional on a mission to shape the careers and lives of millions across the globe. In every episode, we interact with industry experts or thought leaders or academicians or inspiring young entrepreneurs like Tamil or coaches across the globe to drive some insightful conversations, which will help you learn amazing stuff. Also, we share an interesting trivia or a fun fact towards the end. In fact, you will acquire more knowledge by tuning into TGV per every minute than any other podcast in this space. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we are going to discuss entrepreneurial journey of Tamizh Inian while we highlight the nuances of smart manufacturing and also the role of AI, IoT in this space. We're extremely pleased to have Tamil part of the Guiding Voice journey in shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe. Tamil, it's so nice to have you here. Hearty welcome to TGV.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the brief and crunchy intro, and thanks Guiding Voice, and thanks to the people who are listening.
Wonderful. So let's get started, Tamil. Maybe you can share top 3 things that have helped so far in your professional journey.
I have some previous experience as well before starting my company. So I was also an employee before I'm an employer. Right now I'm an employer. So it's all about loving the job and not your company, because the company will throw you anywhere out. Okay, so just love your job, because I had some bit of experience in the same. So that's the first thing I can say, and try to make lots of connections. So that helps a lot. Even a small connection. For example, if you are looking to start your entrepreneurship journey after some time, if you're working somewhere, and please make lots of connections in every cities you visit, each and every town you visit, each and every sectors you're looking for, and you have to be like, even a small connection will help you a lot in the future. Because why I'm saying it's, I got this experience. Okay, so we have got lots of vendors on board, because I have worked with the vendors already, being in the manufacturing sector. So it's helping me a lot, right? So the third thing is acquiring more knowledge. So whichever field you are working, if you want to be an entrepreneur, so just you can't be a specific you can't play a specific role. You have to be a generalist. Okay, so if you wanted to be an entrepreneur, so just you have to have lots of communication within your team and outside your team. Just understand how business works. It helps a lot. So these are the 3 things I can share, which I have crossed my career, because these 3 things helped me a lot.
That's wonderful. I think making connections, no matter whether big or small, that matters, especially if you are an entrepreneur. That's the biggest takeaway for me. And Tamil, how did this concept of Frigate come into your mind? And can you shed some light around what kind of services are you guys providing to the industry?
Okay, see, Frigate, as I told, like I started way back in 2011. Actually, Frigate, we started as a racing team. But because I'm a mechanical engineer and we wanted to do custom automotives for the racers. Okay, so that is where it started. I started as a separate vertical, like Frigate Custom Automotives. Okay, so that's where we started 3D printing, fabrication, sheet metal machining, and all to provide on-demand parts. Okay, way back in 2011. It's as I started as a side hustle actually. I have kept on moving since last 10 years, like from 2011 to 2021. I was like working as a self-employed guy, working for some other company, and I was looking after this Frigate as a side hustle. It was only 2021 when I started it as a engineering services private limited company, and we started looking for. Actually, we were doing only prototyping. But since the demand is more for manufacturing as well from the customers, we already did those prototypes. We started manufacturing as well. So that is where we have onboarded lots of vendors from my first degree connections, second degree connections. I have traveled a lot towards all the parts of India, from North India to South India. So I have onboarded 150 from vendors, especially from tier 3 cities. What we did is like we just matches their strengths with our demand, okay, the actual global demand. That is when I thought like, why don't we make it as a platform in such a way that once a customer or a startup or an OEM upload their drawing, we will right away find out the right machines to do that, and right away tell them the cost, how much it would cost, and what would be the lead time, everything upfront, so that they can plan their production accordingly, and it eliminates the unsexy manufacturing into sexy things, because that is what manufacturing is all about. So you can't predict things. We want to do that upfront, and we want to leverage the technology via AI and IoT to do that. So that's what we are.
Great. And thanks for correcting. Sorry about mentioning it as Frigate. It is Frigate. Yeah. And what is the reason for naming it as Frigate? Any logic behind that?
Yeah, it's named by one of my founder actually. Actually, it's a thought process. Frigate, it's a very crispier name, and it's the world's 5th fastest bird. It has its unique personalities, like its aerodynamic capability makes it fly as longer as possible above the sea level, and there are lots of unique features in the frigate bird. So that's why we chose frigate. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's the name of the bird. Okay.
Name of the bird, and it can survive without any food for longer time. So, and it can also travel within that. So everything is aerodynamically it's very good, poised while it's traveling. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. All right. Now let's talk about your entrepreneurial journey. What are some of the toughest lessons that you have learned? Because you said it started as a side hustle, and later on it became your primary source of income and bread and butter, right? So what are some toughest lessons that you would like to share?
First thing is, to be frank, honesty. If you are honest, then you no matter what, you don't want to afraid either with a customer or your shareholders or anyone or within your team. So honesty and transparency is the most important thing when it comes to entrepreneurship, in my point of view. So if you are honest, then most of the problem will get solved. For example, if you don't have like any updates to say to the customer, you can say it upfront. Okay, so don't hold it back. So no one will be getting benefit out of it, right? So better to be honest. Even though if you did anything wrong, if you failed miserably, tell them. That's not a problem. But tell as early as possible. That's a very better way. That's the first thing. The second thing is customer is always the king. Okay, so customer decides. Okay, so at the end of the day, customer is the one who pays, right? So then only you can pay for you, and you can pay for your team, everything. So everything relies on the customer. So try to make sure that you solve your customer problem in a very better manner. So try to help them in whatever manner your company could do. So that's the only thing, because at the end of the day, customer is always the key. So the third thing, and again, because while it comes to entrepreneurship, it's all about customers. So you have to build for your customers and not for you. So if you are a startup doing that, you don't want to think only with your point of view. You have to also think in the customer point of view. So if you build it for the customer, then it works a lot, because what we've done is that's the thing. Because Frigate has started as a prototyping company. Customer wanted us to do manufacturing, so we started manufacturing. So customer wanted to know what's the updates. So that's why we opted for AA or IIoT. So everything customer wants dynamism. That's why we are giving dynamic pricing, dynamic machine availability, everything. So it's all about customers. So just look for customers and revise your business models with respect to that. And the fourth thing I can say, money is always the king. So be frugal. Right now, recession is also coming. So frugality is always. It's not about cheaping. That's like saving your money. It's being frugal. Okay, that's very much important in being in the manufacturing space for us. It's very important. So frugality is always to be there while you are into the entrepreneurship journey, I can say.
That brings me to the next question.
Yeah.
Being frugal, probably that might help optimize the processes and all. And what is your approach towards optimizing the manufacturing processes?
See, optimizing the manufacturing in the sense, for example, if you are from Hyderabad, you have lots of vendors to do lots of things, right? For example, if you are looking for, let's say, casting, okay? So, but Hyderabad is not meant for casting, but Coimbatore and Ahmedabad is, okay? Maybe there are some casting companies which is located in Hyderabad as well. But the problem is not much, and the costing will be very high, okay? So, the ecosystem won't be there. So, we as a Frigate, we know which part to be done where, okay? So, the database we have. So, even though shipping affects, okay? So, even though shipping is there, so we optimize all the costs from design to manufacturing, be it raw material, or working, what are the material parameters to be taken, quality inspection, what are the machining capabilities, what are the casting availability, whether that the raw materials are available, everything, because in Coimbatore or Ahmedabad, the ecosystem is already built for it, okay? So it's very easy to, if you do that parts there rather than doing it in Hyderabad. So this is how I'm just saying a simple example. So this is how it happens for everything, every other manufacturing activities. So this is how we optimize. So because we have the data, we are more of a data company rather than a manufacturing company. So we have all those data. So we know that for right component, it should be the right place, right time, right vendor to manufacture your particular product. Yeah.
So Tamil, let's talk about this product prototyping. I think your team has already delivered 1,200 prototypes, which is quite whopping number, right? So are you guys leveraging any of the design thinking principles as well? And what have you learned by prototyping, and any best practices that you'd like to share? Because 1,200 prototypes in the span of, say, how many years? Like 2 years?
No, 10 years.
10 years, okay. 10 years, but still it is a huge number, right? How were you able to achieve that?
See, actually, for prototyping, it came along with me, actually. So that's the first thing which we did for the Tamil film, which we did it in 2 days. Okay? Prototyping is all about concept. Like if you have something big in your mind, so you have to at least visualize. Okay, so in a similar or a smaller state. Okay, so that's what we call prototype. That can be in design as well. That can be visualized. That can be in the form of digital mockups, or it can be also get it 3D printed or fabricated or whatever it may be. So what we have done is most of our prototypes is in fabrication, which is we are very good at. Like if you say any concepts, like we have got the capability of doing that. Like we include design thinking as well. There are lots of 3 guys are very design thinking expert within our team itself. So we have lots of skills, because see they are everyone is came from the manufacturing and NPD, new product development background. So because I came from heavy engineering background, my colleagues came from some other automotive background. One of guys coming from EV space. So everyone has similar bit of experience with respect to prototyping. So everything is come together. Like once we get the inquiries from our customers. It makes us easy to understand their problem. So because some of the guys will come with the blunt inputs. We just wanted to do that. But as a company, as a prototyping company and manufacturing company, we need to give some awareness first of all. So this is because they also have budget constraints as well, right? While coming to the prototypes. So everything we have to first give them awareness, and because most of the inquiries will get filtered there. So once we give the awareness, so then we'll take it forward. So someone will come with a very big bike and they want to just prototype it, but I know that how difficult it is and how long it would take, whether they have the cushion to take it forward with respect to the investment front, everything. So everything is there. These things has to be taken care, and that experiences we had already, so it's very useful for us to take it forward. Yeah.
Cool. That's nice. And now, so Tamil, can you also shed some light around cloud manufacturing and our cloud manufacturing as well as additive manufacturing or smart manufacturing? Are they same or are they different in any way?
See, cloud manufacturing is a vast subject. It's actually a subject in the manufacturing space. Okay, so what we do is because cloud manufacturing can be taken care of predictive maintenance, total quality maintenance, total predictive maintenance, lots of quality concepts. But what we do is we try to connect all the machines within our vendors. For example, as I said, if you, for example, this is a circular component, like it's a cylindrical component, right? So, for example, if you want to upload a similar kind of structure in our database, so we have all the machines connected via cloud. Once you upload this kind of 3D model or a drawing, our AI engine will detect, okay, so this is this kind of object. So we have the data in such a way that what are all the machines already available to manufacture the particular component. For example, if it is a cylindrical component, we have around 50 to 60 vendors who can only do cylindrical components, which is their strengths. So we analyze those strengths and we analyze those machineries. We have onboarded those machineries within us. So once you upload the particular component, it will detect, okay, this is the right machine. So it will also tell you how many number of machines are available to manufacture this particular part. So for example, if it is 60 machines available, so out of 80 machines, so you can also, it will tell you how many number of days it will take to deliver the right part, so that you can plan your manufacturing accordingly, so assembly accordingly. That is how we deploy as a cloud manufacturer. So with respect to smart manufacturing, similar thing. It differs actually. Smart manufacturing, as the name says, so we can use all the data and all the digital medium to make manufacturing smart, okay, and agile. So that's what smart manufacturing is. And additive manufacturing is it's a part of service we provide. For example, 3D printing. 3D printing is nothing but additive manufacturing. You layer by layer, you have to print it. Maybe it may be a plastic, it may be a metal, it may be composite. So that's what additive manufacturing is all about.
Great. I remember this additive manufacturing related terminology when I worked for GE. We made a lot of pioneering steps, but later on didn't move forward in that space and all. But there were a lot of foundations established there. I think I'm talking roughly about 2009, 2010 timeframe when IoT was also not so popular in the world, right? Yeah.
GE are pioneer in additive.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, Tamil, let's talk about total quality maintenance, the TQM part, because that actually grabbed my attention. I'm a certified master black belt, and I would like to hear stories around how you guys have implemented this 5S. Looks like you implemented 5S, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So 5S, actually, we have yet to implement 5S within our team, but because we are more of a IT company, right? So right now, but I have my experiences more in manufacturing company before, because 5S is more useful in manufacturing because it's a lean concept, right?
Yeah.
So I have around 6 to 7 years of experiences only leading these 5 years teams. Okay. So like what we do is we do conduct weekly audits and we set up a team with respect to like what we do is for example, if we have lots of workspace, we split up into different kind of teams and we align a captain for each team and we follow. First of all, we have to make aware what is 5S. So we have to give awareness to all the people, even from top management to bottom worker, because that's a very challenging part. Because if we go and say we have to implement 5S, no one will follow. So we have to first make them aware what are the benefits if you go with 5S. So this lean workspace concept. So it's all about workplace management. So then we do a preliminary audit. So what are all the niggles they have already? So we have to report it in the audit report. So most probably we have to as a 5S auditor, what I felt is like if you implement oneness, if you rightly implement the first test, which is theory, so which is sorting, right? So if you do that very good, then it's very easy to implement all the other 4S's. So the first test is the very complicated thing, and it needs at least 2 to 3 months for a company to adapt. And it's all about mindset, right? What you need and what you don't need. Once you done and dusted, then everything is very easy. Then making it, segregating it, and cleaning it, and sustaining, visualizing boards, everything. That's and all. It's all about money. If you have your funds, then you can keep lots of color boards and everything. But the only thing is, everyone has to maintain. Before that, you have to make sure that everyone is aware about what is 5S and the benefits of using 5S. Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. As you said, mindset is very important, and management support is also really important when you are implementing this 5S. So yeah, great conversation so far, Tamil. Let's try to lighten up the mood of our audience with a quick rapid fire questions. If you are okay, I'm going to kick off a few questions and wherein you can answer them very crisply.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Maybe, here comes my first one. What has been your childhood fantasy?
Yeah, it's flying standing mode. Flying in standing mode.
Flying in standing mode. Quite interesting. All right. So what is the first thing that you notice about someone when you meet them?
Whether they are fit or not.
All right. Yeah. Share your nickname that your parents used to call you when you were little.
I can't say my parents, but my fellow neighbors used to call me Arnold because I'm crazy about my physique.
So if you could say one thing to God, what would you say?
I don't believe that much in God, but if there is some God, like I used to say, like I have to say, like don't give birth to physically disabled child, please.
Quite interesting. All right, so let me fire the last bullet out of the rapid fire. Tamil, what will be one electronic gadget that you like to see or invent yourself?
Personal hyperloops.
Wonderful. So, before I let you go, one final question for today's conversation, Tamil. What will be your one piece of advice to those aspiring to make big in their careers or lives?
So, the thing is, it's not about dreaming. Dreaming big is very much important. So, first dream. You have to dream and you have to act. So, it's not about dreaming. You have to split those into different of actions, daily activities, and it's all about ruthless execution. It's not about idea. It's not about dreaming. So ideas are plenty. Ideas are everywhere. Data are everywhere. And what is really need is execution. Ruthless execution is what matters. So try execute. You fail, learn again, do. Fail, learn again, do. So you'll get things done. Okay. And next thing to be for the startup entrepreneurs or any students I can give is, because we are ourselves a very early startup. So don't afraid to share your ideas to anyone and share as much as possible, because ideas, as I said, are plenty. So it's all about execution, because if you execute, it will be different. If I execute, it will be different. So try to share ideas to everyone. Everyone will give you a feedback, work on it, work in your style, and gets things done. Okay. And the self-belief is very much important in this thing. Lots of self-belief to be there, and you have to believe yourself. Then you will definitely do that. Because if you not believe yourself, then who will believe you? Okay. So self-belief, self-love is very much important. and don't make yourself comfortable at most of the times. Make yourself uncomfortable, because productivity happens once if you are uncomfortable. Okay, don't sit in a cozy lifestyle. Don't sit in a very good paying job and just do stuff daily, day in day out, just to be make yourself uncomfortable. Hustle hard, and you try to invest in your knowledge. That's the best asset you have. So try to acquire knowledge from, talk to more kind of different set of peoples. Try to get their knowledge, because talking and hearing, and be a listener, more of a listener, and to acquire knowledge. So that's very important, and learn to say more no's. That's helped a lot being a startup, in a startup. So don't say like, be focused on your goal, and try to say more no's towards that, and you have to be laser focused, and you can get things done easily. Yeah.
Excellent. These are all like nuggets of wisdom, and thank you so much for sharing those tips, and also thank you so much for being part of our journey in shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe. And really appreciate your time, Tamil.
Yeah,
Nice
thank
talking to
you.
you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, Naveen. It's a short and crispy interview ever. Thanks everyone, and nice day.
All right. So thank you again for your time, Tamil. Folks, before we move into the trivia section, here is a small request to you. In case if you have loved this conversation and enjoyed the episode, please share with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues who can benefit from the guiding voice, so that your friends will also learn new stuff like you, and will gain a set of new subscribers. Also, if you haven't subscribed to us, please subscribe from the app where you have tuned in from, so that you'll be notified about all future episodes. Thank you so much in advance. Now, let's cruise into the trivia segment of today's episode. Today's trivia is about Industry 4.0, the origins of this particular term, Industry 4.0. And let us take a dig at the history. First of all, what is Industry 4.0? As we have spoken a lot about additive manufacturing, smart manufacturing, and how IoT is impacting the manufacturing space in terms of getting the products released to market faster, which is also called as faster time to market. This term Industry 4.0 is often used to refer to the fourth industrial revolution. Because if we talk about the Industry 1.0, it was more on mechanization, and Industry 2.0 focused on mass production, and Industry 3.0 focused on automation, which actually paved the way for personalized products and resource-efficient logistics, new services, and also a more flexible working environment. That's how this Industry 4.0 came into picture. And this is the term coined by German government's National Strategic Initiative, High-Tech 2020, in order to drive the digital manufacturing forward by increasing digitalization and enhancing competitiveness in the manufacturing industry. And it has since been updated with High-Tech Strategy 2025. Though Germany was the first to tap into this new way of pursuing digitalization in the manufacturing space, it has become a global trend, and the race to adapt this Industry 4.0 is already happening in Europe, USA, and Asia. Like that's how Frigate is also contributing in this space, and you will find links to Frigate as well as Tamil's LinkedIn profile, and feel free to reach out to him if you guys need anything. Also, do check out to one of our previous episodes which had the basics of Industry 4.0 by Sam Wadekar. I'm going to provide the link in the show notes. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, Naveen Samala, a fellow IT professional and a passionate learner on a mission to make a difference in the careers and lives of millions across the globe. Until next time, bye-bye. See you all in the next episode with another wonderful.